Hello everyone, this is your friend Naruto Fix, and we are back with another epic What If Naruto fanfic. Which is, what if Naruto trained at Ryuchi Cave instead of Mount Myoboku? Part 1. If you love Naruto fanfics, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the journey with me. So, let's start the fanfic. The mission that changed everything. After nearly losing control during the fight against Pain's paths, Tsunade decides. The toads are too kind. Naruto needs a harsher path, a path that prepares him for real darkness. Quote, Jiraiya is gone. Naruto is unstable. Kyuubi's rage is growing. Tsunade calls Anko Mitarashi. Tsunade, take him to Ryuchi Cave. If he survives, he'll be unstoppable. Anko hesitates. Ryuchi Cave is where Orochimaru trained, where power demands sacrifice. But Naruto clenches his fists. If it makes me strong enough to protect everyone, I'll do it. The journey into the underworld. Unlike the peaceful leap into Mount Myoboku, Ryuchi Cave is entered through fear. Anko cuts her palm, presses it to the ground. Reverse summoning jutsu, serpent path. Naruto's vision twists. Darkness swallows him whole. He drops into a world of pale stone, echoing hisses, and the presence of something ancient watching. The White Snake Sage. A massive white serpent coils around a throne of bone. Eyes like silver moons stare into Naruto's soul. White Snake Sage. Child, why do you seek the power of serpents? Our strength does not come without a price. Quote, Naruto steps forward, unshaking. Naruto, to protect my home, my people. If there's a price, I'll pay it. The cave shakes with silent laughter. Very well. But understand, Serpent Sage mode is not given. It is survived. The first trial, survival of the Serpent Pit. Naruto is thrown into a cavern filled with thousands of venomous snakes. Some small as threads, some large enough to swallow a man. The rule is simple. Absorb enough natural energy, before the snakes devour you. The snakes sense weakness. They attack, bite, poison, constriction. Naruto screams as venom burns through him. But he remembers Jiraiya's words. Don't run from nature. Become part of it. Naruto kneels, closes his eyes, feels the earth, feels the endless stillness of the cave. For the first time, he draws in nature energy the serpent way, violent, cold, predatory. His eyes snap open, yellow slit pupils, white sclera, scales beginning to crawl across his skin. The snakes pause. Bow, accept him. The White Snake Sage watches approvingly. The second trial, shedding one's weakness. The sage coils around Naruto, whispering. Snakes grow by shedding. You must shed your past. Illusions engulf Naruto. His failures, loneliness, anger, the village's hatred. Naruto fights these visions not with fists, but by tearing away self-doubt like dead skin. He whispers, I won't be defined by the pain anymore. The illusion tears apart. A new Naruto steps out. Colder, controlled, sharper. The third trial, the bite of Sagehood. The White Snake Sage opens her jaws. If you survive my venom, you will be reborn as a Serpent Sage. She bites Naruto's shoulder. Pain explodes. His veins turn black. His chakra spirals out of control. The Kyuubi roars inside. This poison will kill you, brat. Quote, but Naruto answers, then help me. For once, help me save someone. Me. For the first time, Naruto and Kurama synchronize their chakras. Not perfectly, but enough. The poison stabilizes. His body stops convulsing. And the transformation begins. The birth of Serpent Sage mode. Scales appear across his cheeks. His hair turns slightly wilder, darker at the edges. His pupils become thin, slitted like a snake. A pale aura wraps around him. Quiet, deadly, focused. The White Snake Sage bows her head. You have done the impossible. You have become a perfect Serpent Sage. Naruto stands. His voice is deeper, calm, deadly. Teach me everything. The air inside Ryuchi Cave never changes, cold, ancient, and endlessly still. Even after surviving the bite of the White Snake Sage, Naruto feels the serpents watching him from every crack in the walls. Their scales whisper as they move, their tongues flicking the air to taste his chakra. But now, none of them attack. They sense what he has become. What he is becoming. The cave accepts him. The white snake sage uncoils from her throne, her massive body sliding across the stone with a sound like silk tearing. White snake sage, you have taken the first step, child. Many have tried our power, few endured. Tell me, how do you feel? Naruto looks at his hands. Veins glow faintly with sage chakra. Pale scales shimmer along his forearms. His eyes, gold, slit, cold, reflect an animalistic power he never knew existed. But he also feels something else. Focus, stillness, silence inside his mind for the first time. Naruto, I feel clear. The sage's smile is thin and dangerous. Good. Clarity is the foundation of serpent wisdom. The training begins, a different philosophy. Unlike the toads, who teach balance through peace, humor, and patience. The snakes teach survival through dominance, precision, and predation. Every lesson begins with the same phrase. A serpent does not chase. A serpent waits, watches, strikes only once. Naruto, who grew up loud, impulsive, emotional, struggles at first. He's used to rushing into battles head-on, to shouting his pain and his hopes, to fighting with heart. But the serpents teach him how to fight with threat, how to let silence be a weapon, how to sense chakra in the air the way a snake senses heat vibrations. The art of sensory predation. A massive red viper coils behind Naruto and hisses. Listen without ears, see without eyes. Naruto kneels, shutting everything out. At first, he feels nothing. Just the heavy stillness of the cave. But then, a pinprick, a subtle tremor, the faintest chakra motion behind him. Naruto moves before thinking, rolling aside as the viper strikes. It misses by a hair. The viper grins. Good, you are adapting. Quote, slowly, Naruto becomes hyper-aware of everything. Every vibration in stone, every shift in air, every heartbeat, even his own. His sensory skills begin to surpass even Karen-level sensitivity. He learns to detect illusions, emotional intent, hidden chakra threads. Natural energy control, the serpent way. Toad sage mode is peaceful, balanced. Snake sage mode is intense. Naruto must hold massive amounts of natural energy in his body without becoming petrified. 1,000 tiny white snakes coil around him, pressing against his skin. Their combined voices whisper, absorb, hold, do not let it change you. Do not let it consume you. Naruto inhales. Nature energy surges into him like wildfire. His body shakes violently. Scales crawl across his skin. His muscles tense until they feel like stone. The white snake sage watches. If you cannot control it, the cave will claim your body. Naruto growls, forcing himself to stay conscious. He focuses on the stillness, on the cold, on Kurama's deep chakra stabilizing the edges of the transformation. Kurama snarls inside him. Idiot, but you're learning. Naruto smirks. You're helping, aren't you? Quote, Kurama doesn't answer, but the balance steadies. Sage chakra settles over Naruto like a second skin. A deadly one. Earth and serpent body techniques. Next, the snakes teach him body manipulation. A colossal brown python slithers forward. Your body is too stiff. Too human. To be a serpent is to flow. Naruto practices contorting his movements. Dodging using minimal motion. Twisting midair like a serpent coil. Striking with fluid speed. He learns underground movement, sinking into earth like a burrowing snake. He learns to flatten his chakra signature until he feels invisible. His speed increases not through brute force, but through efficient, minimal, lethal motion. The poison arts. This training is the most dangerous. A green cobra drips venom onto a stone. The stone melts within seconds. Cobra Sage. This power is not to kill recklessly. It is to decide battles without fighting. Quote, Naruto learns to convert nature energy into paralyzing chakra pulses. A strike of his palm can numb a limb. A brush of his fingers can deliver venom-like chakra that disrupts an enemy's muscles. He practices on stone dolls first. then on shadow clones, finally, on live serpent summons. Each time, he must feel the opponent's heartbeat through their chakra and adjust venom strength accordingly. It is precision on a terrifying level. Mental stillness, the snake meditation. The final part of his training for the day is the hardest. Naruto sits before a pool of black water. The white snake sage speaks. Look into it. Do not blink. Do not speak. Do not breathe unless necessary. Let your loneliness, your anger, your joy, fade. Until nothing remains but instinct. Naruto trembles. His heart feels too full, too emotional, too human. All his life, he carried emotions like weapons and shields both. But now, he lets them go. The cave grows silent. The water stops rippling. His heartbeat slows. A stillness settles in him so deep he barely recognizes himself. For the first time in his life, Naruto understands peace. But not warm peace. Cold peace. Sharp peace. A peace that waits in the dark, ready to strike. Breakthrough, the royal serpent's approval. Days turn into weeks. Time means nothing in Ryuchi Cave. Naruto improves faster than any human before him. Finally, the white snake sage descends and coils around him like a massive mountain of scales. You are ready for the true trials. But before that, I have something to show you. Naruto follows her into a forbidden chamber. There, etched into stone, are murals of past serpent sages. Orochimaru, sage serpents of legend, a silhouette taller than any human, unnamed, but terrifying. The sage stops before a fresh patch of empty wall. She touches it. The stone ripples. A new mural appears. Naruto, with serpent eyes and scales, standing with power radiating from him. Naruto freezes. What? The sage closes her eyes. You are not like Orochimaru. You are not driven by obsession, but by purpose. She lowers her giant head until her eyes meet his. You may become the strongest serpent sage in history. Quote, Kurama grumbles inside. Don't let it go to your head, brat. But Naruto feels something awaken inside him. Not pride, not fear, something colder. Resolve. The first test of power. The sage flicks her tail. A monstrous serpent, taller than trees, emerges from the shadows. Eyes blood red, fangs dripping, scales hardened like iron. Your task is simple, she says. Survive. Naruto slowly enters serpent sage mode. His aura flares, air distorts, chakra thickens like mist. The giant serpent charges. Naruto doesn't move, not until the last second. Then, a single step, a twist of his body, a silent strike. His hand touches the serpent's neck. A pulse of venomous sage chakra enters. The beast freezes mid-strike, falls, shudders, stops. The white snake sage's eyes widen, not with fear, but with excitement. Yes, you truly are ours now. The cave begins to fear him. Over the next weeks, serpents bow when Naruto passes. He is no longer prey. No longer a student. He is a predator, a sage, a monster in training. And yet, he smiles occasionally. He jokes awkwardly with Anko, who watches from the shadows with growing awe. He has not lost himself. Not fully, but part of him is changing, shedding, evolving. The torchless cavern glows only from the faint white luminescence of serpent scales, and as Naruto advances deeper into Ryuchi Cave, every instinct tells him he is crossing into a place no human should ever stand. Yet his footsteps remain steady. His breath is calm. Each inhale tastes of ancient stone, venom, and nature. This is no longer the Naruto who fumbled his way through jutsu with loud confidence. This Naruto walks like a shadow, feels chakra like a predator, and listens like a serpent. The true trial begins. The white snake sage slithers forward, coils spreading across half the cavern. Her presence alone distorts the air. White snake sage, Naruto Uzumaki, the cave has accepted you. But to claim our power, you must face what every serpent fears. Naruto raises a brow. A serpent, fearing something. That sounded wrong. The sage smiles. Your test is the dark burrow. Every serpent nearby flinches. Even the giant vipers hiss quietly, backing away. Naruto frowns. What's in the dark burrow? The sage answers simply, yourself, descent into darkness. The passage narrows, then tightens until Naruto must duck. The very air feels thick, vibrating with chakra too ancient to measure. Whispers echo, sibilant, almost human. He continues anyway. The rocks shift. The floor becomes damp. A faint mist forms around his ankles as shadow consumes even the cave's natural glow. Then, the mist freezes. Time seems to still. A mirror-like pool appears ahead. Naruto approaches, and his reflection rises out of the water like a living being. But it's not a clone. It is him, with full serpent features, pale scales covering shoulders, fangs visible, eyes glowing golden white. Serpent Naruto, you think you're ready, but you fear losing yourself. Naruto clenches his fists. I'm not scared. The reflection smiles viciously. You are, because the serpent path requires shedding the old you. And you're terrified of what happens when you stop being the lonely little boy who wants acknowledgement. The words hit harder than any kunai. Naruto charges, so does his reflection. Their fists collide, but Serpent Naruto hits harder, faster, with the precision of perfect instinct. Naruto skids back, chest burning from the impact. The internal battle, a fight of identities. Serpent Naruto slides across the floor like a viper, attacking with inhuman fluidity. Naruto leaps over a sweeping leg, only to be caught by a tail swing of sage chakra. He crashes into a stalagmite. Blood drips from his lip. Serpent Naruto, you are held back by your emotions. Your loyalty, quote, your attachments. Naruto smirks through pain. Those are what make me strong. The dark reflection's eyes narrow. Then prove it. They clash again. Naruto creates shadow clones, but Serpent Naruto slithers through them, striking vital points with venom-infused precision. Clones burst one after another. Naruto dodges a strike, barely managing to grab the reflection's wrist. Only to feel chakra venom pulse into his arm. Pain surges, numbing him. Snake Sage mode, the true version. Naruto has no choice. He draws in natural energy. But not calmly, not like the toads would teach. This is the serpent way. Breathing in danger, breathing in fear, balancing on instinct. Sage chakra floods him. His eyes turn vibrant gold with a rim of white. Faint scales crawl along his cheeks. His veins glow with pale luminescence. Naruto's aura becomes razor sharp. Naruto, let's finish this. He moves, and the air screams. A single step takes him behind Serpent Naruto. A palm strike sends a controlled venom chakra pulse into the reflection's spine. Serpent Naruto staggers, but smirks. Serpent Naruto, good, but not enough. Quote, they clash again. Close quarters. Sage chakra on sage chakra. Venom pulses against chakra resilience. The cavern shakes. Stalagmites crack. Serpents outside hiss in anticipation. Naruto catches the reflection's punch, and headbutts him with enough chakra to rattle the cave. Both stagger, panting, bleeding, matching each other's will. The truth about Serpent Sage power. Serpent Naruto wipes blood from his chin. You think power is about controlling nature. It's about understanding your nature. He raises a hand, chakra forming snake-like tendrils. You crave acknowledgement. You crave love. You hate loneliness. Quote, but you also fear what you could become if nothing held you back. Naruto freezes. Because it's true. The reflection continues. Accept it. Accept your darkness. Accept the predator inside you. Only then can you become whole. Quote, Naruto, I'm not a monster. Serpent Naruto smiles kindly for the first time. But you have the strength to be one. And the heart to choose not to. The reflection disperses into smoke, and flows into Naruto's body. A shockwave ripples through the cavern. Naruto awakens a new power. Natural energy settles around him like a mantle. His serpent eyes soften yet sharpen simultaneously. His movements become silent, deadly, effortless. He feels complete, not emotionless, not corrupted, just balanced between instinct and heart. A perfect serpent sage. Return to the sage. The white snake sage watches him emerge from the darkness. Her ancient eyes narrow. You have faced yourself, and survived. Naruto bows slightly. I understand now. Then you are ready for the next stage. Shinju Hebi. The divine snake techniques. Even the serpents recoil at the words. Naruto breathes deeply. No fear, only resolve. Teach me. The sage's smile widens, dangerous, pleased. So begins the final refinement of your power. The cave trembles, as though welcoming a new predator. A new sage. A new Naruto. The Ryuchi cave was silent, but deep within its ancient tunnels, the silence began to vibrate, so subtly, so faintly, that only those with the senses of a serpent could detect it. Naruto's body trembled on the cold stone. For hours he had been battling the sage mode absorption, resisting the venom that sought to rewrite his chakra coils. His breathing had grown ragged. Even the nine tails stirred, irritated and uneasy, as if the very cave itself was a predator watching its PART-1. But now, everything changed. A faint glow began forming around Naruto's skin. It started as a soft shimmer, like moonlight touching water, then grew brighter, coating him in an aura that pulsed like a heartbeat. Glow, stop, glow, stop. The white snake sage slowly lifted her massive head. His chakra, it's not stabilizing. It's evolving. Her voice echoed through the cavern. Dash dash dash. Inside Naruto's mind, Naruto found himself standing in the endless darkness of his mindscape. But something was different. The water under his feet was no longer ankle deep. It had risen, swirling around him like a flood. He looked up and saw Kurama staring down at him from behind the bars, eyes sharp and predatory. Brat, you're losing control. Naruto wiped his nose. I'm not giving up. I won't let some weird snake magic take over my body. Kurama growled. You're not fighting the cave. You're fighting yourself, your emotions, your fear. Snake Sage Chakra does not accept the weak. His tails lashed. If you cling to doubt, you'll turn into a mindless serpent. Naruto clenched his fists. Then I just need to believe, harder. Quote. Kurama scoffed. Determination alone won't save you this time. Naruto's eyes widened as the water turned black, shadows rising like snakes. Then a voice echoed. Accept the serpent. Naruto spun. Who? Another shadow took shape behind him, a faint silhouette of a man with spiky yellow hair. Naruto froze. Dad. The silhouette flickered like candlelight. You've inherited my chakra, Naruto, Minato's voice whispered. But this path is yours alone. Ryuchi Cave accepts only those who surrender themselves to instinct. Not rage, not fear, instinct. Naruto swallowed hard. What does that mean? Stop fighting the snake's nature. Become part of it. The shadows surged toward Naruto, coiling around him like constricting serpents. Only this time, he didn't resist. He let the darkness climb his arms, chest, neck. His heartbeat slowed. His breath steadied. His pupils thinned into golden slits. And deep within the mindscape, Kurama's eyes narrowed. So, the brat has finally accepted it. Dash dash dash. Back in the real world. A shockwave exploded from Naruto's body. The three serpent priestesses, the Hakuja triplets, stumbled back. He's synchronizing. No, this much power, it's too fast. The white snake sage curled around him protectively. Let him transform. Do not interfere. Naruto's body lifted from the ground. The stone cracked beneath him. His chakra twisted in spirals, forming a massive vortex that rattled the entire cave. Scales began forming along his arms, faint, subtle, like liquid silver. His hair grew slightly longer, wilder. And then, his eyes snapped open. Golden, slit pupils. Dark sage markings spreading down his cheeks. A faint forked aura behind him, shaped like a translucent serpent. He was no longer just absorbing Snake Sage Chakra. He was dominating it. But then, the new power surged too wildly. His body flickered in and out of control. He smashed into a wall, carving a massive crater. Then vanished, reappearing instantly behind a pillar. The priestesses watched with wide eyes. He's moving like a snake. No, faster than that. He's bending space with motion. The white snake sage hissed with excitement. He is merging instinct with unpredictability. This child may surpass even Kabuto. Naruto dropped to the ground, panting heavily. His hands trembled. Every sensation felt too sharp. He could hear a bat flapping from miles away, feel vibrations from insects in the soil. His tongue tingled, detecting even the slightest chemical changes in the air. Naruto stared at his hands. What is happening to my body? It is not your body that is changing, the sage replied. It is your perception. Naruto looked up. I can sense everything. Yes. Welcome, child, to the first stage of the Serpentine Awakening. Naruto gulped. How many stages are there? The cave fell silent. The sage grinned. As many as you can survive. Naruto felt a shiver crawl down his spine. He wasn't done. He had only opened the first door. A test of instinct. Without warning, snakes burst from every direction. Hundreds, thousands, all sizes, all speeds. Naruto instinctively leaped upward, twisting in midair like a whip. His vision slowed, every serpent movement felt frame by frame. He flipped, dodged, and parried using only instinct. One serpent lunged at his neck. Naruto's hand shot forward. He grabbed it mid-strike. He didn't even think. His body moved on its own. Another serpent snapped at his leg. Naruto spun, smashing it aside with a burst of sage chakra. The priestesses gasped. He's adapting too fast. No normal human can learn instinct-driven movement in seconds. This is terrifying, but the sage watched calmly. He is still holding back. Naruto's eyes sharpened. Come on then, I'm not done. The snakes swarmed him again, an avalanche of scales and fangs. Naruto inhaled deeply, then vanished. A blur, a strike, a crash. He moved with a serpentine flow, unpredictable, fluid, terrifyingly precise. Every motion was a perfect blend of his unpredictable nature and the cave's instinctive rhythm. Finally, the last serpent fell. Naruto landed on one knee, panting heavily. His sage markings dimmed. The white snake sage lowered her massive face to his level. You have survived the instinct trial. Naruto forced a grin. Good, because I'm just getting started. But the sage's tone grew darker. Then prepare yourself for the real training. What you've done until now is only the welcome ceremony. Naruto's grin faded. The ground below him began to tremble, slowly at first, then violently. From the depths of the cavern, something ancient was awakening. Something huge. Something older than any summoning animal. Something that even Orochimaru feared. Naruto swallowed. What is that? The white snake sage whispered. The guardian of the abyss. If you survive it, you may become the next serpent sage. If you fail, you will be devoured. And the darkness in front of Naruto opened two colossal glowing eyes. The cavern trembled as dust drifted down from the ancient ceiling, shaken loose by the colossal presence awakening beneath Naruto's feet. The temperature dropped almost instantly, his breath turned white, his skin tingled, and even the lingering snake slithered away in fear. Those massive eyes, glowing, yellow, ancient, blinked once. And the entire cave seemed to hold its breath. Naruto swallowed hard. That feeling, it's like when I faced Gaara's Shukaku, but colder. The white snake sage's voice slithered like a whisper through his mind. Do not speak. Do not move. Do not even exhale too loudly. The guardian of the abyss senses fear like scent, hears heartbeat like thunder, and devours instinctively. Naruto froze, fists trembling, lungs burning as he tried to control his breath. The massive creature shifted, a sound like boulders grinding together. A long, pale shape began uncoiling from the darkness. Its scales were ancient, cracked like dry stone, glowing faintly with cursed markings. Each movement sent a wave of spiritual pressure crashing over the boy. Naruto staggered. It's so strong. Suddenly, boom, its tail slammed down behind him, carving a crater that nearly swallowed Naruto whole. He leaped forward on instinct alone, rolling across the stone floor. The guardian's head lowered toward him slowly, almost lazily, as if acknowledging a new insect. The priestesses hid behind massive pillars, trembling. He's dead. No one survives the guardian's awakening, even Orochimaru avoided this beast. This boy, he doesn't stand a chance. The white snake sage silenced them with a single hiss. Watch. The boy is not normal. The beast's test. Naruto slowly pushed himself up. His hands shook uncontrollably. He didn't want to look into those massive eyes, but he couldn't look away. The Guardian's breath washed over him, cold, heavy, and smelling of ancient poison. Then, the air twisted. No movement, no sound, just pressure. Suddenly Naruto's instinct screamed. He dove left. Crash! A blast of sheer force exploded where he had been standing, pulverizing stone into dust without the Guardian even touching it. Naruto gasped. It didn't even move. How? The White Snake Sage spoke in his mind again. It manipulates the natural energy of the cave. It attacks your instinct, not your body. Fight with thought, you die. Fight with fear, you die. Naruto clenched his jaw. Instinct, just instinct. But that was easier said than done. The air twisted again. Naruto felt a tingling along his arm. He jumped backward. Another invisible blast rippled past, shredding the stone wall. I barely dodged. This is insane. The Guardian hissed softly, a sound so deep it rattled Naruto's bones. Then it lunged. Not fast, not slow, but perfectly unpredictable. Naruto moved without thinking. His Snake Sage chakra surged. His body twisted with unnatural flexibility, spine bending like a whip as the massive jaws snapped shut inches from him. Whoa! The Guardian didn't pause. It spiraled upward, body twisting like a cyclone, then crashed down with earth-shattering force. Naruto felt the shockwave coming and sprang into the air, but the Guardian's tail met him mid-leap. He crossed his arms. Wham! He was launched across the cavern, slamming into a pillar so hard the stone cracked. Blood dripped from his forehead. His lungs burned. His vision blurred on the edges. But his golden eyes didn't dim. He stood up. He wiped the blood. He spit to the side. Is that all you got? 'Cause I'm not losing to a giant lizard worm snake thing. Quote. The cavern fell silent again. The Guardian's massive eyes narrowed. The White Snake Sage's lips curved into a faint smile. Good. Very good. Dash dash dash. Naruto unleashes true instinct. Naruto lowered his stance, loose, flowing, his arms drooping as if weightless. He stopped thinking, stopped calculating, stopped fearing. He let the cave's rhythm bleed into him. His pupils thinned further. His breathing became impossibly calm. His heartbeat slowed until it was almost silent. For the first time, he felt the cave move before it moved. And then the Guardian struck. A twisting spiral of motion, impossible to read by sight. But Naruto wasn't using sight. He spun. His foot grazed the ground. His body bent like a serpent's coil. He dodged under a sweeping tail, slipped past the crushing jaws, flipped through a shockwave. He wasn't fighting the Guardian. He was flowing with it. The Guardian lifted its head, sensing danger for the first time in centuries. Naruto blurred upward, Sage chakra spiraling around his fist. Take this. He slammed his punch into the side of its head. Boom. The colossal beast recoiled. The first creature in the cave's history to stagger it. The priestess's jaws dropped. He hit it. No human has ever struck the Guardian. This boy is extraordinary, the White Snake Sage finished. Naruto landed lightly, exhaling. The Guardian stared at him. Then, it bowed. The ground shook as its massive head lowered before Naruto, acknowledging him. Naruto blinked. Does that mean I passed? The White Snake Sage laughed, a chilling, echoing sound. You did not pass. You were acknowledged. Naruto scratched his head. Is that better? Infinitely. The Guardian slowly sank back into the abyss, vanishing into the darkness it came from. The cave stilled. Naruto felt his legs wobble. He finally collapsed onto the ground, staring up at the glowing ceiling. I'm not doing that again. The White Snake Sage approached, massive and ancient, her gaze gentler now. Stand, Naruto Uzumaki. Your real training begins now. Naruto groaned. Now, after all that, the sage smiled. You survived instinct. Now you must master venom. Naruto paled. Venom. Yes, she whispered. The poison that shapes all serpent sages. Survive it, and you will surpass even the Toad Sage. Naruto sighed, exhausted but excited. All right, bring it on. Deep inside him, Kurama snorted. Brat, you're going to die. Quote. Naruto grinned weakly. Then I'll survive harder. The oppressive silence of Ryuchi Cave stretched endlessly around Naruto as he followed the pale, glowing markings on the walls. Each step echoed strangely, as if the cavern breathed along with him. It wasn't like Mount Myoboku's warm, living nature. This place felt ancient, and hungry. Naruto sensed something slithering beneath the stone. He swallowed but forced himself to stay firm. He had come here searching for power, true, overwhelming power, something he felt no one would teach him in Kono. He walked deeper until the shadows began to twist. A massive cavern opened, walls coated with shimmering white scales embedded like fossils. In the center stood three enormous white serpents, Ichikashimahime, Tajutsuhime, and Tagarihime, their eyes glowing gold like molten metal. And behind them, a darker presence stirred, a pressure so intense Naruto fell to one knee. A massive feminine figure rose from the darkness, half woman, half serpent, skin pale as bone, eyes slit like a viper's. The great white snake sage. Her voice slithered through the air, soft yet venomous. So, the little Jinchuriki seeks power. Why? Naruto clenched his fists. He felt no warmth here, only judgment. Because I'm weak. And because no one believes I can change that. But I'll prove them wrong. I'll control the 9 tails, I'll become Hokage, and I'll protect everyone. The serpents hissed, not angrily, but amused. You seek protection through strength, the sage said. A desire born from pain, pain that tastes familiar. In her eyes, Naruto saw his life reflected, his loneliness, the whispered insults, the empty cries of childhood. But instead of pity, her gaze had hunger. Very well, her tail curved around him. Prove yourself. The floor cracked open beneath Naruto. He fell, straight into darkness. The pit of shedding, the first trial. Naruto landed hard on rough stone. Dim light revealed a circular pit filled with bones, old weapons, and strange white flakes, shed skin. The air stank of venom and death. A growl echoed. From a tunnel slithered a monstrous serpent, scarred, blind in one eye, scales cracked from age. Its body was thick as a tree trunk, fangs longer than kunai. A shedskin serpent, a beast that consumed failures of the cave. The white snake sage's voice echoed above. Kill it, or be eaten. Naruto trembled, but he stood. The serpent lunged with terrifying speed. Naruto dodged, barely, and rolled across brittle bones. The beast's tail whipped around, smashing him into the wall. Pain shot through him, but his hands flew together. Shadow clone jutsu. 10 clones appeared, but the serpent crushed 2 instantly, bit through 3, and tossed 4 aside like scraps. Only 1 clone remained, helping Naruto off the ground. They exchanged a nod. The serpent hissed, charging again. Naruto and his clone leapt in opposite directions, confusing the beast. Naruto slid under its belly and slammed a Rasengan into a softer scale patch. The serpent shrieked, body thrashing violently. But it wasn't enough. Its tail slammed Naruto, throwing him across the pit. His head spun. Blood dripped from his nose. The serpent rose above him, mouth wide. Then something awakened. A warm, familiar chakra surged inside Naruto, golden, bubbling, roaring. Kurama's voice growled in his mind. Pathetic. You die here and I die with you. Fight, brat. Naruto let the chakra leak, not fully, just enough. A red cloak wrapped around him. His wounds closed. His eyes sharpened. He grabbed the serpent's fang as it stabbed toward him, stopping it with brute force. The beast hissed in shock. Naruto's hand glowed with spinning chakra. Rasengan, infused with 9 tails energy. He slammed it into the serpent's jaw. The explosion shook the cave. The serpent fell, body twitching, then stilled. Silence. Bones rattled as the giant fell dead. Naruto panted hard, exhausted, but alive. Above, the sage's hissing laugh echoed. Good, very good. You have shed your weakness. Now rise. The pit's walls shifted, lifting Naruto upward. The eyes of the serpent, second trial. Naruto found himself standing before the 3 giant white serpents. Their eyes glowed brighter now, evaluating him, dissecting him, seeking every weakness in his mind. Ichikashimahime lowered her massive head until she was inches away from Naruto. Strength of body, proven. Quote, Taijutsu Hime twirled a white flame-like tongue across her fangs. Instinct of survival, shown. Tagiri Hime's pupils narrowed. But your mind is fragile. Fear, loneliness, guilt, you hide from them. Quote. Naruto clenched his jaw. He hated how easily these snakes could see through him. The white snake sage slithered around him again. To wield our power, boy, you must learn to shed the emotions that bind you. A serpent survives by abandoning weakness. Her hand touched his forehead. The world shattered. Naruto suddenly stood in a dark mirror realm, an endless space where reflections surrounded him. But the reflections weren't perfect. Each reflection showed Naruto's fears. Villagers calling him a monster. Iruka turning away. Sasuke leaving him again and again. The Nine Tails breaking free. Team 7 abandoning him. The images stabbed at him like needles. A distorted version of himself stepped forward, eyes black, smile cruel. You think you can protect anyone. You think you're worthy of respect. You're nothing but a burden. A mistake. Naruto gritted his teeth as more clones of this dark version appeared, circling him. The darkness voices grew louder. Everyone would be safer if you never existed. You're the Nine Tails, not a hero. You will be alone forever. Naruto fell to his knees, hands clutching his head. The emotional pressure was suffocating. These illusions were stronger than physical attacks, they came from deep inside him. Then, he remembered something. Iruka putting his forehead protector on him. Sakura cheering for him. Kakashi's smile behind the mask. Haku's words, because you saved me. Jiraiya's proud grin. His parents' voices during his meeting with them inside his mind. And he heard his own voice, young, stubborn, defiant. I never go back on my word. That's my ninja way. Naruto stood. He wiped his tears, but didn't hide them. Yeah, I'm scared sometimes. Yeah, I feel lonely. But those feelings don't make me weak. They're the reason I understand others. Quote, they're the reason I fight. And I won't shed them, because they make me Naruto Uzumaki. He thrust his hand forward. The darkness shattered like glass. Dash dash dash. The white snake sage's judgment. Naruto opened his eyes back in the cavern. The white snake sage studied him silently. Her golden slit pupils widened, surprise. You reject the serpent's philosophy, yet you did not break. Her tail rose. A white flame materialized. This flame, the mark of Ryuchi cave. Quote, the serpents hissed in unison. Senjutsu. Naruto's eyes widened as the flame drifted toward him. Accept this gift, and you will begin your transformation. But know this, serpent sage mode is not gentle. It will change you. Naruto inhaled deeply. I'm ready. The flame touched his chest. Agony ripped through him as chakra surged into his body, cold, precise, ancient. His skin tingled, senses sharpened, and energy pulsed through every cell. Then everything went white. Naruto collapsed, unconscious, but he was no longer the same boy who entered the cave. Naruto remained unconscious for hours, though in the timeless, shifting depths of Ryuchi cave, hours could have been seconds, or centuries. The serpents coiled in ritualistic circles around his body, their tails tracing rune-like patterns on the ground. White smoke drifted from his chest where the sage's flame had entered him. Inside Naruto's mindscape, a violent storm raged. He floated in black water, churning with red chakra and strange white wisps. Lightning flashed high above, violet, serpent-like, slithering across the sky. The Nine Tails cage loomed in the darkness, but something was different. The bars were cracking. Kurama snarled from inside, his massive form glowing like molten magma. Brat, what did you let that snake witch do to you? Naruto struggled to swim in the dark water. Shush, she gave me, Senjutsu. This isn't Toad Senjutsu, idiot. This is serpent power. Their nature chakra is venom. Too much, and it'll turn your body into a snake. A pulse of white energy burst from Naruto's chest. The water around him shifted, coiling, spiraling, forming the shape of a massive serpent skeleton beneath the surface. Kurama's eyes widened. Damn it, they've marked you. This cave wants to claim you. Naruto felt a chilling whisper slither along his spine. Become reborn. He shivered. He felt as though something ancient and cold had wrapped itself around his soul. But he clenched his fists. No, I won't lose myself. I'll use this power to protect the people I care about. The water surged upward, engulfing him completely. And Naruto woke. The first mutation. Naruto gasped, sitting up violently. The three white serpents hissed in approval, while the white snake sage watched silently. Naruto's senses exploded with clarity. He could hear faint vibrations miles away, smell chakra signatures like scents on wind, and feel the heartbeat of every serpent in the cavern. He touched his face. His pupils had become thin slits. Not fully snake-like, but unmistakably changed. I feel weird, he muttered. The white snake sage nodded. Your body has taken in our senjutsu, raw, potent, and dangerous. Most humans would have dissolved into ashes. You survived. But survival is only the beginning. Naruto stood shakily. A faint white mark resembling a serpent's curling fang glowed on his stomach, right near the seal. Kurama growled inside him. Great. 2 ancient monsters in your gut now. Wonderful. The sage spoke again. You will now learn to control our energy. But unlike the frogs, we do not give balance freely. Serpents do not balance nature. They dominate it. Naruto swallowed. So, how do I start? The sage's eyes glimmered. You begin, by shedding your old limits. She snapped her fingers. The ground opened beneath Naruto again. But this time, he didn't fall. He floated, lifted by a surge of white chakra beneath his feet. The sage smiled. Good. The serpent's energy is responding to your instinct. Naruto looked at his hands. White senjutsu sparks crackled around his fingers. He felt powerful, but also unstable. Like too much power flowed inside him and the wrong breath could let it explode. The sage slithered past him. You will now enter the nest of venom. Naruto blinked. That sounds like a place where people die. The serpents hissing together made a sound that disturbingly resembled laughter. Correct. The nest of venom, where humans break. Naruto followed the sage deep into a cavern glowing with blue bioluminescence. A pungent smell of poison hung heavy in the air. Strange sacs clung to the ceiling like cocoons, each dripping liquid venom into a huge basin below. The sage gestured. You will soak in this venom. Naruto froze. This reminds me of Orochimaru's weird experiments. The sage narrowed her eyes. Orochimaru was a fool who stole fragments of our power. You, however, will take it properly. Naruto inhaled deeply. What happens if the venom enters my body? Your chakra coils will either evolve, or dissolve. Naruto stiffened. Kurama roared in his mind. Brat, that poison is strong enough to melt mountains. Don't you dare. Naruto stepped into the basin. The venom hit his skin like fire. His scream echoed through the entire cavern. His vision blurred. His muscles convulsed. His bones felt as if they were being ground into powder. But he didn't crawl out. He forced himself deeper. The venom bubbled around him, turning red from the mixing of demonic chakra and senjutsu. Inside his body, the 9 tails thrashed wildly as white senjutsu energy invaded the seal, clashing with Kurama's chakra like 2 wild beasts locked in comb. The white snake sage hummed softly. His body is adapting faster than expected. Naruto clung to consciousness by sheer willpower. His skin rippled, shifting, then returning to normal. His chakra coils expanded, twisting like serpents. He felt his senses heightening to inhuman levels. He felt power he had never imagined. But the pain was transcendent. He clenched his fists. I won't fail. Hours passed. Finally, the venom turned clear. Naruto stood. Steam rose off him. His wounds were gone. His hair slightly longer. His chakra infinitely denser. His new senjutsu aura glowing faintly white. The sage's eyes widened with genuine surprise. You survived the venom trial in a single session. Her smile became dangerous. You may become something far more interesting than that toad-loving yellow flash. Naruto smirked. Good, because I'm gonna surpass every shinobi who came before me. Quote, but inside, Kurama growled. Brat, you're changing faster than I can keep up. Be careful. Power like this always has a price. Naruto inhaled sharply. He didn't know it yet. But the price was already forming inside him. The final pre-mutation, True Serpent Sage Mode. Naruto collapsed soon after the trial, exhaustion sweeping him into unconsciousness again. But this time, the darkness felt different. He found himself floating in a void where tiny white scales drifted like snow. The white snake sage materialized behind him, not physically, but inside his mindscape. This is your final threshold. If you cross it, your body will forever hold the serpent's imprint. Naruto nodded. I'm ready. Then awaken your sage mode. Naruto closed his eyes, reaching deep into the senjutsu well inside him. White chakra surged outward, spiraling around him, forming patterns like coiling serpents. The ground trembled. The cavern outside shook. The giant serpents hissed in approval. Nature itself bent toward him. Then, Naruto opened his eyes. They were golden, with purple, flame-like markings trailing from the corners. Not toad eyes, not snake eyes, something new, something created only for him. Naruto Uzumaki, Serpent Sage. White chakra cracked the ground under his feet. The sage whispered behind him. You have done what few can do, survived and adapted to Ryuchi Cave. But remember, our power is not gentle. It will test you for as long as you live. Naruto clenched his fists and nodded. Good, because I don't want easy power. Then go deeper, the sage said. Naruto blinked. Deeper. Her smile widened. You have touched senjutsu. Now, you will learn forbidden serpent techniques. Naruto swallowed. Forbidden. Techniques that twist time, split skin, create living clones, control other creatures, even bend death. Quote, Naruto's heart slammed in his chest. He didn't know it yet. But the path he had chosen would change the entire world. Because Naruto Uzumaki was no longer just a Jinchuriki. He was becoming something the world had never seen. A shinobi who merged human will, demon chakra, and serpent sage power. And Konoha had no idea what was coming. Naruto stood in the heart of Ryuchi Cave, surrounded by swirling white chakra, but this time, it wasn't wild. It wasn't unstable. It was perfect. The white snake sage's voice echoed around him, ancient and proud. You have shed your old skin, Naruto Uzumaki. What stands before me is no longer a mere shinobi, but a serpent sage worthy of fear and respect. Quote, Naruto opened his eyes slowly. They were no longer blue. Golden slit pupils glowed, radiating a strange, calm power, deadly yet controlled. His skin had faint scale-like patterns that shimmered only when the light struck them. His chakra was sharp, silent, and heavy, as if it could crush the air itself. He whispered to himself, so this is the power of Snake Sage mode. The white snake sage lowered her massive head. You mastered what only a handful in history could achieve. Even Kabuto took years, and you did it in months. Naruto scratched his head, smiling. Guess I'm full of surprises. But the sage didn't smile back. Your training is complete, but understand this, when you leave this cave, the world outside won't recognize what you've become. They will fear you, even your allies. Naruto's expression tightened. He knew it was true. Snake Sage mode wasn't bright like Toad's. It wasn't holy or gentle. It was cold, instinctive, and unnervingly quiet. Power meant to kill swiftly and survive at all costs. But, Naruto lifted his head, fire in his slit-pupiled eyes. Even if they fear me, I'll still protect them. I'll protect everyone. That won't change. Quote, the white snake sage stared for a long moment, then chuckled softly. You remind me of someone who once came here, someone foolish, but destined for greatness. She slithered aside, revealing the exit tunnel glowing faintly. Go, Naruto Uzumaki. The next skin you shed will be the skin of the old world. Naruto stepped forward. Kurama spoke from within him. You've grown, brat, strong enough to actually make me proud. Naruto smirked. That's new. Don't get used to it, Kurama grumbled, but there was warmth in his tone. Naruto reached the mouth of the cave. Outside was sunlight, bright, overwhelming, almost foreign after months in darkness. He stepped into it slowly. The moment he did, the air shifted. Leaves trembled. Birds fled. The world could sense the new chakra signature. Naruto breathed deeply, feeling the wind brush against his serpent-enhanced senses. All right, he whispered. Konoha, I'm coming home. He took a single step and teleported instantly to a distant tree branch using instinctive sage movement, faster than any normal shunshin. Naruto grinned wide. The world had no idea what was coming. Snake Sage Naruto had returned. Thank you.